Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today's second video, we're going to have a look at the ECMWF extended model for today's second video. So we're going 6 weeks ahead, 42 days out, with the ECMWF extended model, looking at mean soil pressure, 500 millibar height, temperature, and precipitation anomalies for the next 6 weeks. I shall get on that for you very shortly. Just say about the first video until our 7 AM upload. We've got January Friday coming up for you shortly, as well as a 10 to 14 FM, maybe a live stream after 10 o'clock tonight. I'll let everybody know a little bit later on today if we're live streaming or not after 10, and that'll be on the community page, so keep an eye on the community tab and you'll find out. If you search for ECMWF.int for supply and means charts, we're focusing on the UK and Ireland for this video. We do the wider extended European outlook on a Tuesday. Right, so let's crack on then. We're going to start off with the week 1 mean sea level pressure anomaly. This will take us from the 10th to 20th of December. So high pressure going to be dominating next week, not just over the UK, but across much of Western Europe as well. You're going to have low pressure up here. That sends the jet stream off in that direction. And so this high pressure will bring lots of dry weather to much of Western Europe. A 500 millibar height on from the North Pole and Arctic view down shows this up very nicely with the above average heights across northern and west Europe, but low average heights out to the northwest. Jet stream is pushed northwestwards as well. Again, we should have lots of dry weather under that area of high pressure. So it's going to be a mild week to come. Next week, temperature anomalies are above average here for the UK and for Ireland, around 3 to 6 degrees. Many parts of northern Europe also coming out mild and average. So it's going to be a very mild week actually, to average across most parts of Europe. And it's going to be pretty dry as well for much of West Europe, UK and Ireland included in that, with that area of high pressure in the ascendancy. So mild and dry to start us off. Week 2 will take us from the 20th to 27th of December, so into Christmas week, and we still find that high pressure is well and truly in control of weather, sitting across northern and Western Europe as well. It could be starting to bring in something a little bit cooler around that area of high pressure into some northern and central parts of Europe maybe. The 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that, just a big area of above average height sat over much of northern and Western Europe, so this just does look like a very settled spell coming up for Christmas. The temperature anomaly is still above average for much of northwestern Europe. That includes Ireland, Scotland, and much of Scandinavia. However, underneath that area of high pressure, south of it, we're going colder than average here for many of those eastern, central, and western parts of Europe. So you see there's a swathe of cold average conditions all the way from like the Black Sea and Ukraine, right way over to France, and that's because that's where we're bringing in the easterly wind. England and Wales, I suspect, will be on the periphery of that, so we might bring in some colder weather into the south and the east with the mildest weather in the north and west. It should be another dry week as well. That's what we see. Dry and average precipitation is forecast there for that week for Christmas. So could be frosty and dry over Christmas. New Year is week 3. This takes us from the 27th of December to the 3rd of January. That's how it looks, and no change as the high pressure is sitting there over UK and also over West Europe as well. Again, you'd expect to be bringing cold easterly winds through the southern side of the area of high pressure. Well, that's across these northern, central, and some western parts of Europe. The 500 millibar height anomaly again showing no real change. High pressure going nowhere fast in that week, again around the high. That's where the coldest area is going to be, to both the east and the south of the ridge. Temperature anomaly looks like that. No changes, to be honest. Much of Scandinavia, Scotland, Ireland still milder than average. And then we get this big area that's colder than average from France, Spain, Portugal in west over to Black Sea in the east. Could be a real freeze up this for some central parts of Europe, I have to say. And in terms of precipitation, it looks very dry once again under that area of high pressure through much of northern and west Europe. And again, the UK and Ireland is going to be included in that. Week 4 will be the 3rd through to the 10th of January. Still that high pressure is going nowhere fast. It's still rooted and anchored to much of northern and west Europe. I do find it's a little bit unbelievable, I have to say. 4 weeks, well, 3 weeks, I suppose, but nearly 4 weeks, like, of the high pressure just in the same position. I know these are anomalies, so you can get day-to-day variation, but I find this a little bit unbelievable. I think the ECM has gone off on a tangent. That high pressure will go somewhere, I think, at some point within the next sort of 4 weeks. At least I hope it will. So for 500, or else I'll be trying to find things to talk about. The 500 millibar high anomaly again still has that high pressure well and truly in control. There shouldn't be much change with the temperature anomaly, so it still looks above average in the far northwest, colder than average through here. And the precipitation anomaly for week 4 again looks largely dry on average. You might hint at going a little bit more unsettled out to the far northwest, perhaps. Week 5 is going to be the 10th to the 17th of January. So the high pressure beginning to slip a little bit to the south then, trying to allow something slightly milder to come in around the top of the high from the Atlantic, perhaps. The 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that. So it does show lower pressure coming in through here, higher pressure through there, possibly bringing a little bit more of a westerly flow to the north and the west of Europe. The temperature anomaly goes milder now through Scandinavia and through the UK and Ireland. The coldest temperatures being pushed down into the south and the southeast of Europe as the westerlies are beginning to re-establish. And the precipitation only a bit wet average to the north, dry and average to the south, near normal for the UK and for Ireland. And then finally week 6 will be the 17th, 24th of January. And still the high pressure is there, really, just a little bit more to the south. So high pressure like France, low pressure around Greenland and Iceland. Westerlies are back in, so this is going to be a mild scenario for Western Europe. 500 millibar high time looks like that. So high pressure again over into the south country, low pressure up here. Wind and jet stream is doing that sort of thing. Temperature anomaly is going to be significantly above average, much of northern and also Western Europe, cold average across southern, southeastern Europe, and precipitation anomalies look like that. So beginning to get a bit wetter than average to our north, still dry than average to our south. I have to say, I find all that a little bit unbelievable. I know the ECM is a good model, you know, but come on, high pressure sat there going absolutely nowhere for like 4 weeks. I just think that is a little bit unbelievable. So I would suspect there will be more sort of deviation than that shown. At least I hope there will, or else I'm going to be left with things to talk about. Eventually it does slip south and we introduce milder, wet and windier weather back in by the middle of January. But anyway, we'll see. It's just one update of the ECM extended, so just a snapshot. It could look completely different when we look at this again on Tuesday and do a wider European out. But that's what it's showing today, mainly anticyclonic, dry, and for much of Europe, actually, this is a very cold pattern. You know, Central Europe is going to be really cold from Christmas through New Year anyway, and a bit of a freeze-up is suggested. We're always on the periphery of that in the UK and Ireland due to the exact position of the high pressure. But of course, if that high pressure goes a little bit further northwards, it's more centred towards Scandinavia rather than over the UK and the Low Countries, then we're in business with those easterlies. So let's wait and see. Right, we'll have a look at GMA Friday a little bit later on. We'll see what the Japanese and CFS V2 models are saying about all of this. Will they be in agreement for the next 4 weeks with the ECM, or will they be showing something different? You'll find out a little bit later on, and they've got a 10 to 14 day coming up for you as well, of course. Right, so for this video though, this EC extended, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.